Fabian, nice to see you after the international break and a great start. Do you find the international break a bit frustrating given how well you were going before, or has it actually given you a bit of time to settle in a bit more, get the players a bit more settled in that are new to the club?
I think there are always like advantages, disadvantages of an international break, and in the end you have to find the best solutions for this break, and it was our chance to get some players back from the injury, to get some players back integrated in our squad. And of course I think for us the international break was also good because a lot of players played, so they collected a lot of game time, especially like Purvis for Ecuador, also JP make his debut. So we had a lot of good things in the international break, and in the end I thought, in my opinion, we used it quite good.
And what about you? I mean, you're still quite new to England. Have you been able to sort of take some breathing space a bit? It's been a bit of a whirlwind, I imagine.
So for me it was time to reflect and to reanalyze the first weeks. I think it's very important to reflect yourself, to reflect what was going good so far, where we can improve. That was the first thing what I did, and the second thing is also like to plan the next phase, the next week, because now we have a lot of games in the next period of time. We have a lot of home games, and therefore we want to use this chance. So for me it was more like a reflection and a planning, and of course I also had like 1 or 2 minutes for myself.
Good to hear. There's quite a bit of team news and injury bits just to ask you about. So first of all, James Milner, how is he after Arsenal?
Yeah, James, he had a scan, was not a big issue, but with him we have to go day by day. We have to have a look how he gets integrated in the team, how fast he can play without any problems, and therefore we have to see step by step.
So it would be a couple of weeks or a bit longer?
It can be. It's like an issue where you can't approximate. Like it will be like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or only 1 week. So there we have to be patient. We have to go day by day, and then we will see how fast he will be back on the pitch.
Okay. And then Matt O'Reilly, we've heard from Tony Bloom. He's had his operation. Is he still around the squad and getting to know everyone? Is he in good spirits?
Yeah, he's in very good spirits. He has a great character, great attitude. So immediately after the surgery, he's very, very positive. He's here around us in the training ground. He's doing his rehab already, and I think he will be coming back quite fast.
Okay, and then Ferdi Kadioglu, he's back in he's training again. So is he likely to make a debut on Saturday?
It might be a possibility, yes.
Okay, and then just the final bit of injury news, really. We've seen a few videos posted by the club of Solly March. Looks like he's been taking a heavy part in training the last few weeks. It's been nearly a year now since he's been out injured. Is he close to making a match day squad?
I wouldn't say close. So if you're injured like for that long time, it's a long way back. But he makes a great impression. He's going step by step. He's training now fully with us, but also there it's not that he can train already every training session. Also with him we have to be like very patient. We have to go step by step. But the positive thing is that he's back on a training pitch, and he can go this intensity, and he's there also to improve, and he is in a good shape, in a very good shape. So we are all impressed how good he's already after his long injury. And it's now about don't putting pressure on him. It's about helping him, giving him a good environment where he can adapt quickly. And he's very, very professional, and you really feel that he wants to come back on the pitch as quick as possible. And therefore we give him all the time, but also all the help he needs.
I bet he's quite desperate to play as well.
Of course, yeah.
Just finally from me, I bet most people wouldn't have guessed before the transfer window started that the highest net spenders would be Brighton and Ipswich playing each other this weekend. To just show the ambition of both clubs, and just show that even if Albion are the favourites for Saturday, it's not going to be an easy task.
No, I think in the Premier League there's no easy game, and especially now against Ipswich, it's a team with a great coach. He has a great idea. They have like great players with Hutchinson, especially very, very good number 10, very flexible. Dilep in front, very good striker, young striker. I follow his way for a long time already, and they have great togetherness. They have a great idea. They attack very intense. They press not clearly man to man, but it's very man orientated. They're pressing, so it will be very intense and it will be a big challenge for us. And you can't compare this game to the games before. I think there won't be any repetition of any game this season, and there's always a new challenge. And we try to face this challenge, and we are looking forward.
Fabian, in Kieran McKenna's work, I know you come from different backgrounds across Europe, but do you recognise parts of the way he is approaching the game to what you like to do yourself?
I would say, yeah, there are similarities, and I have a lot of respect in front of his achievements. So they're amazing what he did with Ipswich, and I also know now why. Because they play really good, they attack really good, they have a good match plan, and there are similarities, but in the end I think you can't copy any style of play. You always have to find your own idea, and there are some elements who are similar, but also some elements who are different. But again, he's a great coach, he's doing a great job there, and I'm really looking forward to compete against him.
You just mentioned that every Premier League game is different. How much does this game differ from a challenge against Manchester United, for example, at home to a newly promoted team, maybe in the expectations of fans and players?
So for me, the expectations are always the same, to go out on the pitch and to show the basic things. And the basic things are like the things you can influence. So winning personal duels, running more than the opponent, doing more high-speed meters than the opponent. So these are all things you can influence, and that's what I demand from my team to do it in every game, no matter if you play against Manchester or Ipswich. And of course, maybe from outside, the expectations are that we have to win the games, and in the end, we are very ambitious. And if you are ambitious, you have to deal with this pressure, and you have to deal with the expectations from outside, and it's a new challenge for us, and I'm looking forward to do this with my team, because I'm convinced that we are ready for this. But of course, I know, and I think also my players know, there will be a different challenge, and we are trying to go for it.
I say this with the greatest of respect to Ipswich, but last season, one of the Achilles heels, we would say in English, of the team was to drop points at home against some of the teams further down the table. Is that something you're aware of, or is last season completely in the past? Because you obviously have a lot of the same players.
So I was not here.
I know that, but I mean, in terms of the team's mentality.
We try to bring like a new environment, another culture here inside, and different thinking. So every coach thinks different, and of course I know this topic, and I'm aware of that, but I won't make this topic big in the locker room or in the meetings, because in the end it's a new season, and it's a new style of play, it's a new situation, and again, every league or every game league is competitive because it's the Premier League, and it's every time it's a challenge, and we try to go for this challenge. We try to give our best, and that's the most important, that the things we can influence, that we maximize them on the pitch, and then I'm sure that we have a great chance to win this game, and that's always for me the most important. And then sometimes you need a little bit game luck, you need the momentum in this game, and you have to work for it, and that's what I demand from my team, and then we will see what happens.
And just finally for me, something you mentioned earlier, a debut for JP Van Hekke for Netherlands, obviously, Julio Enciso playing for Paraguay to beat Brazil. Those individual positives from the international break, how useful are they for you as a coach, where these players come back and hopefully take that on for Brighton?
Yeah, so I hope that it's useful. I don't know it, but I think they gain a lot of self-confidence with their debuts or with their victories, what they made, and also it's not only about the victories, also like that they made like good performances. So I don't only look at the results from their games. I also look at the individual performance, because the individual performance has to be good, and therefore they can gain like self-confidence. And I think that all of them made a good impression. So we can mention now every name, also like Baleba, Terry Lamptey, they collect a lot of game time. So that's very positive. And on top of that, I also have like my assistant coach Crofty, who make his debut for Wales. He's also in a good shape now, so he didn't lose a game. So I'm really looking forward to see his power and his energy bringing back in this environment here. And therefore, it was a good international break. And now we have to find together really quick, find together back in this togetherness in this environment, and hopefully we can manage it for Saturday.
Fabian, just coming back to the players, Mats Wife, how is he? Is he available? Will he be in contention to be available for this weekend?
So he's training, I think, today with the team, and then we have to make a decision together with the medical department. We don't need to take any risk, and we won't take any high risk. But in the end, we have to decide what is good for the player, what is good for the team, and it's always like a decision what we will make together.
In terms of central midfield, it was great to see Jakub Moder getting some minutes for Poland. With a few people out injured, does this present, how big an opportunity is this maybe for Jakub to prove himself to you and show what he can do?
Yeah, also for him, he collected important game time, although it was not so long. But he had a long injury, and he's now getting back. And of course, he's also an important member of the squad, and we will see if he will be a part of it on Saturday. But we have a lot of opportunities, also with Ferdi coming back, with Jakub coming back, maybe Mats Wife will be back, so that we have a great opportunity or flexibility to fulfill this position.
In terms of Ipswich, they had a really difficult start against really tough opposition. So how difficult is it to gauge where they are at and in terms of their style of play in the Premier League?
Not so difficult, because when you watch the matches, you always see a clear identity and a clear idea. They want to play out from the back. They don't use a lot of long balls, so that's a clear structure how they want to build it, no matter if they play against Liverpool or City or Fulham. They always have a clear identity how they want to do it, and it's very impressive, and that's why we know that it will be a tough challenge for us, and we are expecting a very strong opponent.